Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's me, J Star with Finding Treasures, otherwise known as Giovanni. That's my government name, so that's okay. Welcome to my live stream. This is going to be, let me see, one, two, three. I think this is my fourth live stream, so I'm still getting the hang of playing around with all the buttons and talking to people and all that. So bear with me, but welcome. This live show is going to be a little bit different and special because this is a topic that not many people touch and not many people either talk about. And it's also a topic where um, it's tough. The business is tough for that topic. So I have the privilege of having my special guest, who is Brandyn. He is an expert to me in this field and in the market for books. So this live stream is going to be about books, reselling, eBay, and a little bit of Amazon FBA. Which, to be honest, I have no clue about Amazon FBA because I don't do it. But Brandyn does, and he'll be able to tell you guys about the process and how he ships books or purchases books. Vice versa on eBay, how he does his whole magic on there. He does have his Instagram. That's where I followed him and got all of the information I need about books. So I think it's been like a year and a half now that I've been watching him, and I've learned a lot. So I appreciate all the content that he gives for reselling books and a little bit of other things that he sells in between. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Brandyn, and then he's going to talk a little bit about himself. And then from there, if you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to put them in the comments, and we'll get to them as we can. But we're gonna be doing a lot of Q&As, and he's gonna be telling us about eBay, and we're gonna be at it. All right, guys. So without further ado, please join me with Brandyn. Let me make you bigger. 1 second. All right, Brandyn. There you go.
What's up, guys? Going on? Um, so I don't know if you guys follow me or not. My name is Brandyn Robles. I am a 21-year-old college student. I've been selling on Amazon and eBay for roughly 2.5 years. Um, I sell used books on Amazon and I sell collectibles on eBay. Um, and that's just what I primary on.
All right. So then you wanna give us where you're from, where you're located. Did you start originally from where you're at now? Did
Sure.
you
Yeah,
start out in
100%.
another
So
country?
I'm up in Tampa, Florida, born and raised here. So I started in high school. I had a fast food job, and I knew I was going into college, and I needed more time to take my classes. And my schedule was pretty rough because I was like closing every single night, like just like a bad schedule, waking up late, and I knew that wasn't going to fly with taking classes in college. So I decided that I needed something that I can kind of work on my own time. And I didn't really know what that was back then, like anything about business at all, or like that's what you even called it. I just knew I needed something with flexible time. So I started watching videos online on Instagram, and I started seeing people going to garage sales and just picking up, cheap things from garage sales and selling them on eBay. And so that's exactly what I did. I was still at my fast food job, and I was doing high school. And I think it was that summer, really, where I was just doing kind of like full time fast food. And I really wanted to start going out there and flipping stuff. So every Saturday morning, I would wake up extremely early, which was a pain now I think about it. But at like 6:30, I'm going out, have my yard sale app, and I'm going to these garage sales finding toys. And I really didn't niche into anything back in the day. I was just finding anything that I could sell, using an eBay app, seeing what's there, what's sold. And I did a lot of toys for sure, at garage sales. But then I started finding out about books, and I started seeing a couple people do books. So I started doing more research about it, and I found out that books are one of the best things you can sell, um, because the buy cost is so low, but the ROI is just ridiculous. So that's what I did. And after a while, I left my fast food job, and I started to do this like, full time through college. And that's where I am now.
All right, so that's actually sounds a little bit like me, like waking up early in the morning. Let's put myself together here. That sounds like me waking up early in the morning. I don't do the 6 a.m. life. I don't do the 8 a.m. life. I don't do the whole nine. I say that life should start after 12 p.m. The
Yeah,
whole
I got you, bro.
the whole
100%.
world would be a lot better if everything started at 12 p.m. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
100. Like some of my best work is late at night, and like I'll catch myself waking up at like 12:30. I'm like, stop, no, I gotta wake up a little better, you know.
No, no, no. Trust me, I know all about that. I was in the fast food industry for about 5 to 6 years. I was a general manager for Domino's Pizza. So, between that, it was not a work life balance. I didn't have, I was working 80 plus hours.
Jeez.
Some of the locations that I was at were not the very best locations. So it was up to me to make the best out of it. So I forgot one supervisor once told me, "Oh, you do the best that you can, but if you don't do nothing and you just nag about it, then you're gonna be in the same place without any help. You're gonna be working 80 hours. You're gonna be doing a lot of things on your own if you don't go out there and get the help and stop nagging and actually do and be productive."
100%.
So, after that, I had always took into consideration that even though, I got myself together, I got everything that I needed to staff, I found myself consistently in other stores doing the same thing because there wasn't enough people to do that kind of work that I was doing. So, after some time it's stressful and I just decided to just give it up. And then that's when I got into a little bit the reselling business because my mom and dad have always been into the liquidation and flea markets and all that stuff. So I was involved as a little baby. So obviously, when I became old enough, and obviously now we have like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and all these websites to sell online. It's easier for us to just pick it up and learn, and then just go on our own. So I think it was like around 2017. I was doing part time because I was involved in other stuff and
Sure.
working and stuff. So then, like around 2018, I started getting into it more. But I was only doing Macari and Poshmark. Then I ventured out to like 7 different platforms, and now I'm doing like Depop, OfferUp,
That's
Facebook
awesome.
Marketplace, eBay. The only thing I don't do is Amazon, and I don't know why, but I just still can never get myself
Well, I have two
into
things.
that
One,
Amazon field.
multiple platforms the best because you have so many eyes. The more platforms you have, the more eyes you have on your products, the more a chance you're going to get a sale
Yeah.
in the price that you want potentially. I will say Amazon is like one of the number one. You have to get on there. Like for anybody out there, whether you're doing books or you want to do toys. I even know some people do used toys on Amazon.
Interesting.
It's I'll say it's not as flexible as eBay to me for items that may have a little wear or items that may simply not be listed on Amazon. But for the things that are listed, all you're
Mhm.
doing is piggybacking off of someone else's listing. And through that, you can see these metrics. And if everyone's using one listing, it allows them to have a sales rank, which is basically like the demand for the product.
Yes, I've heard
And
of it.
so different from eBay, you see your sold comps, see all the sold items. Amazon is one listing, and you have a thing called sales rank. And for instance, like for books, there's like 62, 63 million books in a category, right? There's different categories, right?
Mhm.
And the lower the number is, the faster it's selling. So if you have a book at 50,000, that's actually very good. In fact, I was just repricing something that had like a 25,000 sales rank, and I sold it in like 10 minutes. And it wasn't expensive, but seeing those numbers, it allows you to know how quick it's selling. Um, so I do eBay and Amazon, but Amazon is huge. That's a huge half of my business for sure.
Wow. Okay. So then now that we chit chat a little bit, let's talk about the Amazon process because I'm interested in how you run your business through Amazon. What are the pros? What are the cons? What makes life easy for you? What doesn't make life easy for you using Amazon?
Sure. So I actually, it was weird. I started with eBay. I went to Amazon and learned it, and then recently I've been kind of like doing half and half now. And honestly, it's like, what do I favor? I like both because one, for instance, this like Amazon, like I was saying, there's different listings, but it may not be listed on Amazon, but you may go on eBay and find it. Um, to me, when I find something that is not listed on Amazon, that's bad. But on eBay, when I find something that's not listed, that's good, because that, to me, it's like rare. And if you list it, you may get that sale. And there's a whole different logic between the two. I do like Amazon because those metrics that you can see. Like I have an app and it tells me the sales rank, like I was talking about, which is the demand. And there's something called an e-score on some of the apps you can use. And basically what that means is it tells you how many of that item has sold in the last 6 months. It could be 4 times. It could really be like 170 times. And using that, you can see that demand, and it allows you to also see what it's selling for and also the pricing history. So to me, Amazon has more, like, I don't even, like, just numbers behind it. eBay's like more logic, like, well, this seems rare to me. I'm going to stick it on there for this price and see what happens. And both are great.
So when talking about price, when you're pricing your books on Amazon, what do you base it off mostly of, or it's just a whole general list of things that you base it
For
off
Amazon?
of? Yes.
Yeah, so it definitely, for me, it's the sales rank. And for books wise, sales rank and the e-score, which is how many times it's sold in the last 6 months. And I'll base it off of that, and based off of condition. One thing I will say is a con for Amazon for me, eBay, you're taking pictures, like the customer sees what they're getting. It may have a damage on the spine. Ooh, I see a little lag.
Oh, hold on. Is it me?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I can hear you good. Okay, I'm listening. I was listening to the last thing you said. Okay, so it's just based off a lot of things and numbers on Amazon. I know
Yeah.
Amazon based off a lot of statistics and numbers, so whatever.
It's not as complicated as that sounds, for sure. Like at all, I'm telling you.
It
Like,
does sound complicated, but I'm pretty sure once you're in there, it's not really that complicated.
yeah, I promise the e-scores. I mean, it's helpful, but I only got into that with books. I mean, books, yeah. But sales rank, that's something that it's the lower the number is, the better it is. So I usually go up to 1 million because there's 62 million books in total. But a category that has 2 million, you want to, like, 5,000 is amazing, but maybe 1 million's not good in that. It is not as complicated as it sounds. FBA is obviously a huge reason to sell on Amazon because there is 2-day. Oh, hello. Hi.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be seeing down the comments, so in case people want to ask questions, you guys are more than welcome to ask questions while me and Brandon are just chatting and I'm listening to him, and vice versa. Right, guys?
100%. Any question you guys have, I'll answer. But FBA is massive because people get 2-day free shipping. And what's going on, bro? And that's such a big perk because even as buyers like us, when we're buying supplies or whatever we want it fast, free. Like, we'll take that all day. That's what we want. So if people are willing to, rather than wait 3 or 5 days, they can get it next day. They can get 2 days. They're willing to pay more on Amazon. You could take You could take a book on eBay and sell for 12, and I have had cases where like it easily sold for like 30. And there's more fees on Amazon because they're fulfilling it for you. But again, the two things that's good about it is, one, it might sell faster because people want it quick, and two, you don't have to store it at your house. You can have all those books in their warehouse. You don't have to ship yourself. You just see the cha-ching on your app, and you got a sale. And fees are, we'll talk about it, but fees are a big thing compared to eBay and Amazon. But Amazon's like just fantastic for like just flow, constant, like you get something, send it in, forget about it, get a sale. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? So there's perks for both of them, 100%.
Okay. So let's get more into it. So books is a very touchy subject because of course we are living in the future. I say personally, this is the future, guys, just so you know. And everything is electronic, no more paper, no more hardcover books. So the market is tough, and there's a lot of resellers out there, not only just you, but also that do what you do. And probably there's people who are struggling that don't know what to do with the books exactly, and probably gave up, and probably have a stockpile of books that are valued so much, and they don't know what to do with it, or they just haven't even attempted to list it on Amazon or eBay because the market may be slow or they just don't know what to do with it. So for those people out there who used to sell books, which I know a few people who used to sell books or still sell books, or if not have a stockpile of books, because I know I have a big stockpile of books. And to be honest, the last book that I sold was the other day that I had posted. I think you saw it.
Yep.
That was probably like the third book I sold since I started reselling. The other ones were some Christmas books that I sold last year. But it's something that I've been seeing more in the bin stores and Amazon return bin stores and then Goodwills, that they have these packaged up, sealed, brand new books that are either from college books or I don't know if you ever heard of Kaplan. It's like mostly like a teaching book.
No, I no.
Yeah, Kaplan is really big over his Kaplan, and they pretty much they used to ship them to us in elementary school so that we could prepare for the regents and the New York State exams.
Oh,
And
okay.
there they will have like guides and previews of what would be in the tests that we were gonna take in order to pass to the next grade.
Okay.
So those are a lot. Those are worth money. Those are like $25, $30 books, but not a lot of people know that. People just
I
think that
didn't really because I
they're
don't
a
know.
teaching book and a learning book, and you don't know. So for the people that's out there that don't know what to do with the books, tell us what genre, what category to stay in, to stay away from, and if you have just a particular category you stay in because you know that the other ones are not good for the market, and you just rather not have that headache. Tell us what kind of books are they. What kind of books do you prefer? Recommend not to sell, whether it's hardcover, softcover, kids books, adult books, fictional books,
Yeah,
science books, college books,
I got you. Yeah,
the
100%.
whole nine. There's a whole bunch of books out there, but for what's the market like today, what books do you recommend to sell or not to sell for those people that are struggling out there?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go very broad. So
Let me give you the
basics,
mic. Hold on.
ideally. Oh, my bad. What's up?
Oops. Nope. Hold on. Let me give you the mic.
You're
There
good.
we
Oh.
go.
So like for basics, ideally you want nonfiction. That's very broad. There are novels that are good, and of course, depending on like if it's a first edition or something. But very basic. Ideally, when you're scanning books, you want nonfiction. And in nonfiction, textbooks are just like amazing. Um, yeah, I it's controversial, but there's books out there. I actually found one of his, and I felt weird about it, but it's worth like $80 to $90.
I saw
It's
you post it too. And those kind of
so
books
Hitler's
are
not Hitler, my God,
interesting.
history. That's bad, bad. But no, history in general is fantastic. Textbooks are expensive, but not all of them worth it. But if you find the ones, they sell quick and they go for a lot. Religion is actually weird. Um, I found religion, they're less profit, but more of them are worth it. Things for history, like there's less demand for it because less people want it, but they go for more. I'm trying to think of what else. Like gardening books have been real weird. Gardening and like stitching and stuff, like knitting. I've like found like really like quick sellers that go for like 60 $70. And you wouldn't guess it. Like they're literally like this like big paperback thing. And
Anything with cooking?
yeah, like you could pick them up for like 50 cents and like sell them for like 60 or 70. And depending on it, like you can sell within like a couple days if you want to sell it from home, or send it in and it'll sell extremely fast on FBA. As for novels, there are things that can be worth it for FBA. But a lot of the times you should be looking if they're signed, obviously. If they're a first edition, you want to look at things like condition as well. If the dust jacket's maybe a little ripped, if there's any writing or highlighting in it. So all these factors like are extremely important when you're buying books or selling books. But like a very general thing, go for nonfiction. One thing I will say to stay away from is the mass markets. They're like the really tiny books. They're usually a lot of novels and stuff. I've sold some on eBay, but like vintage, but they're okay. But like for Amazon wise, just stay away from. They're not worth it. So I usually stay away from those. Trying to think. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but if you're not familiar with selling on Amazon for books, there's a lot of apps out there that you can use, and you set up these templates, and you say for a certain demand, like 100,000, I want this much profit, and then for 500,000, I want this much profit. And once you set it up, you get a Bluetooth barcode, and I wish I had it with me, but it's a little scanner, and you scan the barcodes. And I know it sounds basic for some of you guys if you know, but for the people that don't, this is what a lot of people can do, and you don't need to know a lot about books to be honest with you. This is how I started. And you just have the app, you have your earbuds in, and it'll go cha-ching, and it'll tell you, hey, you can sell this for $7 profit, right? It'll account for the fees and everything. And it doesn't take logic at all. Like if you go to library sales, you just scan barcodes. If it rings cha-ching, you take it, put it in your box, you buy it, and send it in. Very simple. eBay is a little different where you're doing a little more logic, researching and stuff. But if you want to get started, and especially on Amazon, the number one thing to start with is books because you can get them for extremely cheap. There's not a lot to it. You're just scanning barcodes and sending them in. So.
All right, Daytona Valley Deal says Primetime Treasures talked about a special kind of book. It had a hardcover, a cardboard box, and it was hardcover. Does it make sense?
I don't know exactly. Well, so I don't know exactly what, but that sounds like a book that may have a slipcase in it, and so I don't have. I wish I had an example. But so those can be collectible. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't think of the name off the top. But those things may not be worth on Amazon. They may not have listed, but on eBay, those things could be worth a lot because they're collectible and no one really knows about them on Amazon. Because people are just piggybacking off of listings, and they don't know the publisher, if it is a first edition, how rare it is. But I do have a couple of them listed with the slipcases. I don't know, if that's what specific book, but for sure, those are definitely worth it.
Perfect. Okay, let's bring us back here now. Maybe the other one over here. All right, so I was able to sneak away and grab a book that I have found at a local bin store that I went to for $5. And this, just see, I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. It's this one over here, the Kaplan that I was showing you.
That looks like a textbook for sure. It looks great condition too.
So this one's brand new in good condition, and just people would just not pick this up. So I just decided to scan it because obviously I've been watching it for a while, so I was curious about it. So I decided to scan it, and it's between 25 and $30, and this is on eBay. Amazon is a little bit more expensive, close to 45, $50. So definitely, since I don't do Amazon, it has been listed on eBay, but these are the kind of books. This is a soft cover book. So if you guys see books like this, people do usually buy these kind of books because they're really expensive at their local college or at the bookstore. So,
sure.
These are just
a sales rank on that, do you?
I don't. Oh, but actually I can. No, yeah. I didn't check on Amazon. I probably did check and I forgot, but I know it was low. I don't think it was high. I think it was 34,000.
Oh, bro, yeah, that'll fly.
Yeah, something like that. So
in a day or two. I mean,
I think
that's how crazy it is. That's so cool. Yeah, so that's a perk for Amazon is you can kind of predict how fast they will sell. You get that price bump because of that 2-day free shipping, which is massive. Again, the fees are a little, they're more than eBay. But again, if you're selling them fast and you're selling them for more, it may just balance out or may even make more on Amazon. So
getting at it. All right, so then here's my next question. And if anybody has any questions out there, feel free to ask. Also, don't forget to smash that like button, or also you can smash the dislike button if you don't like this kind of stuff. So doesn't matter, but thanks for showing up and supporting us. We are here trying to figure out this book concept. I'm trying to figure out this book concept. So my next question is, what is a day like for you when you go sourcing? And then after that, where do you keep your inventory and how do you manage it?
Cool. No, I love that. So when I started out, especially for the first year and a half, I was going out to thrift stores. I was hitting library sales, thrift stores in particular. The ideal ones are the local ones because a lot of times they'll sell cheaper. I know one place they literally do like 25 cents a book, and I mean that's nothing. It's literally a quarter, and the potential profit's ridiculous. It may be $2, which the ROI is great. but it could easily be $15, 20, 30, 40, like no problem. And quite frankly, it sounds like, oh, like you're like taking this, this money from these people, but they just want to get rid of it. Books are an inconvenience for a
You
lot of
can't feel
people.
bad about that situation. You have to just kind of, think about the money and they're getting rid of it. If not, they would have probably trashed it. You never know.
100%. Like, I mean, because like, I mean, books are heavy, and that's why I've been doing what I've been doing recently, which I'll get into. But they're heavy. Like boxes can be massive, and they want to get rid of it. And if you provide them, hey, I'll buy this much from you,
Hmm.
extremely cheap. They want to get rid of it. You might have some treasures in there. You get it for cheap. Um,
Definitely.
but at the beginning, yeah, I was definitely hitting thrift stores. I was hitting Goodwills in particular. Goodwills are a little more expensive. They can range from like about $2 for paperback ish, if I remember, and like 3 or 4 for hardcover. And so that's more than what I'd like to spend. But even that is not bad. Like, especially if you find the high profits. But like that's a high range for books. Library sales, as I mentioned, before the whole virus thing happened and stuff, all the libraries need books to get rid of because they need to filter through the
Mhm.
library. So they're like just tossing them for like 50 cents, 25 cents. You could hit there and just like get a bunch of boxes or bags full. I'm trying to think of where else. Late estate sales are great, and lately I have been doing estate sales. Back in February, I contacted this person and I purchased 12,000 books from him from an estate,
Wow.
and I filled up an entire storage unit, 15 by 10. And so I've been busy with that ever since. And so I've been kind of doing bulk books now.
Hmm.
So I've been going to like estate sales and like, hey, I'll take all your books for the sale right now, and I'll move them for you. I'll get them back to me. And so I've been getting good deals on those. And from there, um, going sourcing out to thrift stores are fantastic. But to me, especially when I've been doing Amazon and eBay, once you have them at your house or your storage unit or garage, you're able to take your time, find out what you really have. One thing that may not scan for Amazon may be fantastic for eBay.
Yep.
Um, and so that's what I've been doing. I've been sourcing in bulk. I have them in my garage, again, in my storage, um, and just a spare bedroom I have listed. So, but to get started, like you can go garage sales. That's where I started with books for sure. Is garage sales. They want to get rid of them for like $5 for a box,
Oh
and
yeah.
like they're going to start. Like I mean, like it doesn't even have to be huge, but just getting into it, getting used to the numbers for Amazon, getting used to what's good, what's bad, what's a good sales rank, what's not. The number one thing I tell people when they ask me what they should do is just simply get started. Simply start scanning stuff. You don't even have to buy stuff. Just get used to the platform, get used to the app, and get used to those numbers. And like literally, like within a week, like you start understanding what's good and what's bad.
Okay. And here's a trick question: do you pick up books in other languages, such as other countries or Spanish, bilingual? Maybe have you ever picked up? They sell books for blind people, so I don't know if you ever picked up a book like that.
No, I've never heard of that. No.
Some of them are what's the word that they use? The elevator. You feel the button on the elevator, and it's the dots are coming out. That's to tell them that
Yeah,
the button is up. Well, they have books that are made for blind people, and they all they do is scan their finger over it.
I never dealt with that.
They're able to- I'm not sure. Have you ever encountered a book like that? What is your weirdest book or the best book you ever picked up?
Um, well, okay. So for language wise, I've sold not a ton of them, but I have dealt with some like religion books, like Bibles or things like that, in Spanish. Like for instance, like there's I can't remember the name of it, but like there's one like Bible, like it's not the Bible, but it's like a book on the Bible.
Hmm.
And the English version is not great, but the Spanish version like can be a little profitable, and not a ton, but that's one example I have of language actually affects it.
Hmm.
I actually have this really cool book I bought for my last, well, I had for my last bulk deal, and it's two 1858 like architecture books in French. And I don't really know much about them. I'm researching them, but they seem extremely rare. I don't know if they're going to be extremely like a ton of money, but it's looking like they'll be pretty profitable. And so I have dealt with like books in different languages. A lot of them have been military books, French. in particular that actually ended up selling for like 40, $50, and actually one sold for 150.
Wow,
So yeah,
that paid
so
for everything pretty much.
yeah.
All right, let me see. Let's get to these comments here. Let me see. Where do you find the textbooks? Well, I personally found this book that I was just showing in a bin store. So if you, I don't know exactly where you live, but if you live any place that's not up north, such as anywhere above Virginia, and you live down south of that or west of that, you will find a bin store, an Amazon bin store. Those are easy to find if you look it up at Google or you go on Facebook and you can search it up. There's tons all over down south, and they usually, if you go on $3 day or on dollar day, they have books like this that's brand new for $1. I paid $5 for this book, and if you guys can see here the price, it's 49.99. It's $50 this book. So, people just think this is trash, but as I
100%.
Brandon is saying here, every book could potentially be a big money maker, so you just never know. Okay, so let's see here. Daytona Valley Deal says you are making money off your knowledge. Nothing wrong with that. Most people don't want to be bothered. Well, that's true.
Exactly. Like for the person that had the 12,000 books, they needed to run an estate sale. But the guy literally had so many books that they were in the hallways. They were literally piled in the bathroom, like everywhere. And he could not run the estate sale because there were so many. So I'm like, hey, like I'll pay this much. I'll move it out myself for a good price. And that's what I did. It's mainly about convenience, how fast they want to sell it. Because most likely, a lot of these estate sales, they don't usually, well, more than likely they don't sell all the books, and the problem is they have to get rid of them at the end. And from experience moving books, heavy boxes, like they're it's hard work. I'm not gonna lie, but they don't want to deal with it, and so they're willing to. You don't have to buy all of them, but like buy a box or two. They're willing for that because they want to get rid of them. So, 100%.
That's always 12,000
Yes,
books. Yes. He said 1220000.
100%. It could be 12. I'm still counting. I'm still going through them. Actually, I still have 70 boxes. At the time, it was like 273 boxes. I think.
How long do you think it would take you to get through the remaining?
Get through. I'm getting close. It's taking me like, I mean, what, like 4 months or something, 5 months. Like get through them. I
Yikes.
was finally able to downsize my storage into a smaller one. But it took me a while, but only because I was learning. Like this is when I really started learning about books and stuff since February. Really, I learned a lot, and so I was taking my time researching them, finding out what books may be valuable, what books are really not, learning different ways to monetize your bad books, different ways like that. But so I'll probably get done in like the next month or so because I still have to list, I still have to ship. You know how it is with business and stuff.
Yeah, this is a process. You could only get to so much at the same time.
100%. Yes, yes.
Okay, let's see. We have any more comments here? Okay, I think we're all good. Do you have any questions for me, Brandon? Because I know that I'm asking you so many questions. So
No,
if you
it's cool, bro.
want to know
Yeah.
about me, how my business, or I don't do books 100% like how you do, but just a teeny weeny of books that I have here that I've don't know what to do with them. So I'm trying to figure out based on the tips and tricks that you give and have given on your videos how to get them moving out of the system pretty much. So, and for
Yeah.
anybody else that's out there struggling, with the
Yeah. No,
same.
I was curious for you. Like, what do you have like a niche, or you just kind of sell like just a bunch of different things?
My motto is I sell everything and anything.
Love
That's
it. Love
that's
that.
how I do. So if it's resellable for online or even if it's a Facebook marketplace,
Hmm.
you just have to be honest with your customers, or the buyer, like we say for our term. The buyer should know the truth. And if you're missing a part, you're missing a piece, or you're missing a page out of the book, let them know, hey, in the description, I'm missing page number 9 out of this book. So you can buy it, it's brand new, but page 9 is missing. So it's always good to do that, because then you don't want your business to go down and then people start giving you reviews
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
And to me, like I'm like not deep into it, but like just like good energy type thing. Like you do
Hmm.
something good, like it'll come back to you for me. And like I don't know, like messing with people or whatever. I don't know. Like
Yes.
you want to be honest with your business.
Definitely. All right, we have a question from Nicole. She says, "How do you balance your business and your other life commitments like college or family?"
I'll let you take this one first.
Okay, let me see. And then there's another comment. Let me see. Okay, so I will go first, and then we'll go back to you, Brandon. Okay.
Sure.
Um, my greatest flip of all times. Let me see here. I'm gonna say it was. Ooh, that's a trick question.
But when you have a lot of them, it's tough.
My highest sold item has so far been, and that's just me being honest, because I'm not a big fan of higher items that sell for more money, because
Yeah.
then that's when you get yourself into scamming prompts and all that. But the best item I sold was $125, and it was a pair of spark plugs that my dad gave to me. They
A pair
were
of
no longer being spark plugs for the car. Did I say that right? Spark plugs? Yeah, there you go. So that sold like within 24 hours. The next day I woke up, I was on my way to go to the bin store and cha-ching. So
no
that's
way.
probably the greatest flip of all times. But if I had to choose another one, it probably would have been like one of my t-shirts that I had. I'm a size small, so anything that I try to sell personally that comes from me is hard because not everybody's a size small. Like popular sizes in general are large, mediums, and extra large, depending on if it's a male or female. But for guys, mostly it's like a large or extra large when you're selling clothes. So it would have to been probably one of a shirts I had, and it was like a $30 shirt. So that was mine. So we'll go back to you, Brandon, for your question there.
Sure. So big. Are we doing the best flip? Or are we doing this one right here?
Let me see. Say that again.
Are we doing the best flip? Or are we doing this one?
If you want to answer that one too, you can answer that one
Yeah,
also. It's okay.
I'll answer that one. So
Yeah.
for that one, um, there was a couple of them, but one in particular that was just so memorable. This is another estate that I cleared out. Again, they had a ton of books that were left over after the sale because people bought maybe like 15%, including me, based off of what I could do quickly. And this estate had a ton of books that they needed to get rid of, so they called me up, and I took them. And so I ended up researching all the books, and I found this one that was, I don't know, like like what manga is, like the anime, the anime like comic book type thing.
It sounds familiar, but if it's an anime thing, I don't really know too much
Yeah, I
about.
don't know much about it, but it's like manga, so it's like basically like comic book type thing. But it was gay manga, so like it was like like gay stuff in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, like I see like a listing or whatever, and I'll just list. I actually no, my bad. I didn't see any listing, but on Amazon I did. So I listed it for like $30, and it literally sold within like actually like 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of fishy. I'm like, I don't know much about it, but that was too quick. So I'm like, this thing must be worth more. So I feel bad about it, but I actually canceled the order because like I think the person knew what was up. Like, oh, this is a steal. So I felt
Oh,
bad for it, but I relisted it, and literally within a week, it sold for like $405 or something.
how much?
405.
405.
Yes, and this person, and this is what opened my eyes. There was no listing or anything, and this person's like, "I've been looking for this book everywhere. I couldn't find anything," and they were like perfectly happy to buy it. And that opened my eyes about a lot of things because I'm like, just because there's no listing doesn't mean it's not worth it at all. In fact, it may be better.
That's
And
actually true. Yeah, that's true because I've seen recent listings that there's nothing. Like, there's got to be something to it. So when you don't see that listing on eBay or Mercari, Poshmark, whatever reselling platform you use, double check, Google it, everything, picture it, do everything you got to do. But if you can't come up, that means it's got to be something special with it. Try to look up like the original website or anything
yeah,
that you can get out of that item to come up with the price or a value in general. That'd be good. So
100%.
$405 is definitely a lot for you.
And there was even another one, the same case, where there was no listing, and it was a genealogy set of 6. And like I literally was like, all right, like whatever, I'll just list it. And that one sold for like either 285 or like 3 something. And it was just like there
Wow.
was no way I would have known that it would have sold for this much. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, now those people know that are watching that these kind of books do sell. So never, 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 never judge a book by its cover.
Right, exactly, bro.
Never judge a book by its
Like we were
cover.
saying earlier, like we're in like the new age, like it's the future, and people are on their phones, and that's what I thought. But there's like 1,000% a market for books, and like I wouldn't have thought it. But like there are people buying books all day, every day. There's a couple of people that I follow too that are just like absolutely crushing it. And there's like there's people buying it, dude, 100%. eBay and Amazon, books are flying. So
Yeah, let them know that books are selling. You just have to stay on your game and know what's out there. But I know tons of people who still read hard. Like, to be honest, me, if I'm gonna read something, it has to be a book.
do
I
you have
can't
a physical? Okay.
I can't do the whole electronic or looking at the computer or the phone. First of all, I got bad eyes, so that will mess up my eyes even more. So I like to see it, feel it. The same thing for shopping. I need to physically see it,
I got you.
feel it, the whole nine. So when it comes down to reading a book, um, it, it got to be physical for me personally. So I don't know about you. Do you prefer electronic or personal? Like
Honestly, bro, I don't even read. Like I
I
don't read.
don't read either, but when it comes down to it, it needs to be physical, hardcover.
Yeah, I mean, like I think physical too. Like I definitely have physical books. I just like yeah, more than electronic. I'd probably say the same thing. I just it's crazy, but I'm in this business, but I don't even read. So like
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. You just, it's a
I
job.
just think the
It's
work
what you
of it.
do. So there's people who sell things that they don't even like or not into, but they just sell it. Like they don't do it personally, but they sell it. So if somebody asks them, "Hey, do you do this?" No, but I just sell it. That's all.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. So it's
Work of it.
okay.
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
So now that you have mentioned about books and animes and all that crazy stuff,
Yep.
tell us about now kids book. That's something else. That's another market for the kids. So how do you feel about that? Do you have kids books that you sell? um, Tell us about the baby department, because I
Sure.
like
Yeah.
selling baby stuff and I have a lot of baby books. So I would like to know, in your opinion, how do you feel about selling baby books, and where would you prefer to sell them at?
So I've dealt with them on Amazon. I've sold them before. The thing is, like, if you go to a shelf on a thrift store, if any of you guys just like see it, like a lot of them fit on a shelf, right? So like if you scan through all of them, there's like bound to be like one or two good in there. Just based on
Hmm.
the book game is like just a quantity thing. The more you get through, the more you'll find. So that's one cool thing about kids' books. There's just a lot of them because they're so flat. And you can just get them a ton on the shelf.
Yeah.
I will say, majority, at least on Amazon, they're not usually worth it, but I've certainly found some. I will say the ones that I found that are consistent are like pop up books. I found some that I think I bought for like $2 each, and there's like three of them. Like they were selling like $30 each, and there were three different ones, but it was the same like make, and I can't remember what it was. And so there's certainly some out there. I also found a 1905 like first edition. I think it was called like jelly beans for like breakfast. It was like some weird thing, but first edition, and that one's going for like 100, 125, and I have it listed. Um, but that's an antique. So I think you're talking about like the newer ones with with you know the barcodes and everything. I
Hmm.
usually don't deal with them too much, but I do know they do have great sales ranks, which means the demand is out there. And I'm sure if you looked hard enough, there will definitely be some highly profitable ones. So, um, and the other thing too, like I know, like the whole controversy with the Dr. Seuss, and I made a video about that, and it was those few six that ended up going for like hundreds online that before they were going for like $4. So there's different things out there like that kids' books will go for. So I guess I haven't dipped too much into it, but I probably should just to know.
Yes. All right, Brandon. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna give people some wrenches so they could drop their YouTube links also, and so that you could drop your channel also.
Sure.
You guys also, this is a networking live, so if you guys want to share your YouTube link, if you just give me 1 second, so I could give you a wrench, and you could drop your channel
Absolutely.
and subscribe to one another and support each other and show each other some love. So if anybody is watching and comment below so I can please Daytona Valley, I gave you a wrench so you can drop your channel if you want. Cool Gaming channel, you are wrenched also. Marcus, you are wrenched. Nicole, you are wrenched. Uh, Hot Flip, you're wrenched. Drop your links, guys, and if you want to comment so I can give you a wrench, please. And then
It's fantastic. It's pretty cool that you're doing this because like everyone's like so supportive and like people like are always just like feel free to ask questions and I have before and reached out to people and they've been like so like welcoming and like help me out doing different things. And same here. If you guys ever have any questions, you can DM me at my Instagram. Like so, I really do like the reselling.
let me share that over here for them. So this is Instagram. So guys, go follow him on his Instagram.
Appreciate that.
That's his Instagram right there, and I'm going to drop the link. 1 second.
I'm always answering DMs all day. People have questions. I'm like, yeah, no, you can sell this for this, or basic questions. Like, there's no stupid question, guys. Like the fact that you're trying to learn, like that's the biggest thing.
All right, and then all right, Brandon, I dropped your link there so people can subscribe to you. That's his Instagram, and if you guys have any questions, this is his email. Did I say, is that right? The email?
Yes, it is.
Yes. All right, so that's his email. So you guys can ask him any questions, or if you want to inquire about purchasing books, also that's another thing. So don't feel like you can't ask those kind of questions. The worst he can say is no, it's not for sale.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the worst thing he can say, guys. So do not worry about it.
Yep.
All right, guys, sub to one another, show love. This is Brandon's email. I'm gonna put up one more time his Instagram so you guys can have it there, and his link to his YouTube channel is there. He's close to 500.
Yeah. Yes.
So give him to 500. Let's get him to 500.
Awesome. Yes, 100%. And that's another thing I tell people, like reach out to me if you guys want to me to make a video about a specific thing about Amazon, eBay for books or just some basic stuff. Like I need new content, so anything helps for sure.
Definitely. So my next question would be, how many orders on average you ship out personally that you do instead of FBA on a daily or weekly basis, I guess you can say?
I'll probably go daily. Weekly is like it's like there'll be some great weeks, there'll be some slow weeks. So I mean, like 5 or 6 right now, and it's been a little slow because I've just been juggling different things. But a lot of them can be like higher profit because that's a lot on eBay versus Amazon, which will take more fees. It can be 5 or 6. It can literally be like 10 or 12. Average, I would say like 5 or 6 for sure. But FBA shipments, when I'm shipping stuff out, I just did one today. I'm probably doing like 1 shipment every week. And recently it's kind of been like 1 shipment every 2 weeks, but ideally it's 1 every week. And I'm getting that out there. So once they're in, they're listed and ready to be sold. Yeah, for eBay, for me, I don't know about you. The more you list, the more you sell. There's definitely some kind of algorithm for sure. Whether like listing, like I've like repriced, I've delisted items and then relisted them and they sold immediately. There's a lot of cool tricks with eBay.
The statistic that you take off and you relist, and I seen another person that she took off a pair of shoes and then she relisted it from eBay, and like it sold 2 days later, and she had it for 2 years in her listing. So you're the next person, I guess, to tell me this. So I've never tried it. I personally just update it and I just let the eBay process refresh itself and relist it. So I'm not sure if that does anything, but
It's crazy. I actually had I think it was an $80 item. I don't remember what it was. This was like kind of like a while ago, but I did have it for like months. And so I heard about this like rumor, like, oh, if like you delist and relist, it might have something happen. I actually relisted it and it sold for $80. And I was like, no way. Like, I don't know if that was a coincidence. I feel like your listings like push down. Like when you relist it, they see activity in your account, or like the eBay gods. I don't even know. Like I literally don't know. But like there's just like some kind of thing about like repricing, relisting, or simply listing more. You definitely trigger more sales for sure.
I I think it's 50-50. I'm not too sure because the same thing with Macari. I That's my second biggest platform that I sell on. So um, when you don't post anything, it's dry. It's just dry. But when you have activity in the account and you have daily postings, listings, etc., you start hearing cha-ching,
Yeah.
cha-ching, cha-ching. So I don't know. Do you have an eBay store account, a subscription with them, or you just have the 200 listings and
No,
for
I think no. I have the a store, like a store.
Oh, okay, so you have a store subscription. So then that means you're able, because I see here Daytona Valley says running promotion helps too. I personally don't run promotions because I'm not sure if that's with the subscription or not the subscription. But I do sometimes have some items that I do bump up with the percentage of the promotion button. So you pay like a 2% fee or 1%
Yes,
fee,
yes,
and then if it gets sold, they add it towards the fees, and they tell you, oh, $1.25 taken out for the
right.
promotion bump, stuff like that. So that's what I do for promotions. But Brandon, if you have the store subscription, I don't know if you have an option to throw out the whole store as a 24% off or
Yeah,
50%
yeah.
off.
It's called like Markdown Manager or something. And you could put a sale on. I think it's like 500 items at a time or something like that. And so I have done that, and I do like that. It's definitely got me sales. Obviously, the more you have listed, the better it'll do. I will say for like the promotion thing. Um, what was I going to say? The promotion thing, like what you're talking about for listing. For rare items, it's not really worth it because from my understanding, when you do that, like it pushes your listing to the top. But like if you have like the only item on eBay listed, like it's not even worth like doing the percentage and losing that money because like there's not other people listed like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's like for
Okay.
like shoes that like 10 people have listed, and I think what I understand, it like pushes it to like number one spot, and they'll look at yours first. And in that situation, that makes sense. Um,
Got it.
I don't. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not sure, but I thought that's how it works. Not sure.
I mean, everybody has a different thought about it and an opinion, so I'm not too sure. Daytona Valley says no. I meant sales 7% off. um, Promotion. I'm not too sure if you want to elaborate more on that you was asking.
I
So yeah,
think she was like the markdown manager where she's like, 500 items. I want like, like a sale going on, like as if like you're like a clearance, almost at a store,
oh, okay.
that kind of thing. And if you have like a store on eBay, you can do that. And I've run like 10% sales and stuff like that, and it's definitely gotten me some sales for sure.
No, I definitely haven't had the opportunity to run any kind of major promotions or sales on my eBay store because I juggle do so much that for right now at this point it's not really worth for me to have a subscription because I list in other sites and they sell and I
So you have
gotta.
so many different platforms, like that's fantastic. I've actually never really dipped into any other platforms besides Amazon and eBay. So I'm sure, like I said, the more eyes you have on it, the more you probably get a sale. So
I mean, I don't think there's any other platform best for books besides those two. Yeah, no, I can't think right now. Like all the
yeah,
other ones are really more for general merchandise and antiques and vintage things and what do you call it, DIYs and stuff like that. Do it
sure, yeah.
yourself. So there's mostly apps for that, but there's not really a specific app for books that I know of. If anybody knows out there of some kind of special app for books that we don't know of, let us know. But for now, I think Amazon and eBay are the best platforms to list the books that we get. So if you guys have anybody out there have any other apps to let us know.
For sure, 100%. I'd love to know.
So,
Oh, cool, awesome.
oh, Daytona, I'll be making sure I drop by to show some love. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Same here. Thank you for joining us.
Make sure you drop your link. If you can drop your link so that others can see, that'd be appreciative. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by and asking Brandon and I some questions. Appreciate it. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up or smash it down, whichever you prefer. It's okay, but thank you for showing us love. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We have a little. Okay, there's the link. So we got is giving us the link.
Sweet.
And then what we have Monday Motivation Ladies Edition, but men are welcome. Don't stop.
Yeah, for sure.
It's okay. We'll stop by. Nope. Don't worry about it. Thank you so
100%.
much.
Be fun.
Thank you so much, Daytona Valley. All right. So let me see. Any other questions you could think of?
I was gonna say for you, you kind of sell everything, but do you have like a favorite like category or item that you like when you see it, you know, like, oh, this is, I'm excited for it. Like, do you have like a consistent like item that's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick that up easy, like, you know what I mean?
Oh well, there's a lot of those like
Is there?
HBA items, like anything that has to do with health products that are hard to get, such as Gillette blades. If I see them at the bin store and it's like a $5 or $3 day, I usually just pick it up and put it in my bag because those things are cost like $15, $20. You see this process here? This requires $20 worth of Gillette.
I got you. Yeah.
So things like that, I always keep an eye for. If it comes down to clothes, I always keep when I go for clothes, I always keep an eye out for tags. Because if let me see here, I don't have something here, but always check bags. So if you're thrifting, and sometimes thrift stores have bags and they close in them, always check them because you never know, they could be new items. Um, Electronics, I normally don't have a specific thing, but if I know if it's electronic and it's probably cool, if it's cool, you got to grab it because that means somebody's wants it because it looks cool to them too. So anything that looks cool, I also grab. uh Baby stuff, baby is one of my top categories that I like to
For
sell.
sure.
And
I
then
don't
the
know anything about baby at all.
baby stuff really do sell. It just depends on the brand and what it is. So anything that's like sleeping baby, like for them to sleep in,
Yeah.
anything that requires for feeding is also good for selling for baby. But my number one category and like reselling would be, I think I don't choose it; it just chooses me. It's
Yeah.
gonna it's gonna be home goods. So anything from curtains to bed sheets to
Wow.
towels to pillowcases. Uh, I don't know, everything that's home goods, figurines, and things to picture frames. Like this thing behind me came in a box that I had purchased. So anything that is arts and craft, home goods, anything in that department that sells. Sometimes I get rods. Sometimes I get cooking equipment. I get utensils, pots, cooking pots. So it's a little bit of everything. So I don't really have a set category.
Thank
So,
you, Dane. I appreciate it.
it is that's my preference. But if I had, like you said, it'll be between home goods and baby stuff. Those are
Cool. No,
the
that's cool because I was gonna say because like you're like anything that sells like you're down like to sell it and like I like that because I feel like and correct me if I'm wrong but like every store you go to like there sounds like there's gonna be a deal for something. Do you find that each like store you go to like yeah I found something here I found something here?
Mhm. Yep, all the time. Not every store is the same, whether you're doing retail arbitrage
Yeah.
or you're doing thrifting, garage sales, estates, and whatever else there's out there that I'm missing. I'm sorry. Um, those are
That's
those
cool.
are,
Because that's one thing, like
yeah.
books. If you're going thrifting, someone may have already gone through, and like you go to a
Mhm.
store and there's nothing there, and then you walk out with nothing. Like that's a very big
Yeah,
part
I
of it.
try not to have my hopes too high when I go to certain locations. If you go to a certain store and you know that they got good stuff, but they gotta be at a specific time,
Yeah,
wake your butt up early, show up early, so that those other people don't take what you're expecting to be there
right.
or whatever. But I did go thrifting not too long ago, and I was in South Florida, so unfortunately, I wasn't in your area. That was too
Yeah,
far.
yeah, I guess.
Hopefully, on the next round, I'll be able to head down that side because I know
That'd be dope. Yeah.
you guys have a lot of bin stores over there and a lot of Goodwills and thrift
Yes,
stores. So
100%.
maybe you can show me some of those locations. But I was down south and I went to a Goodwill's superstore. So I never been to a Goodwill superstore. They usually have regular Goodwills here or the Salvation Army, one of the two.
Yep.
So I wasn't expecting to find anything, but I did find some pretty decent things in there. So for you, you may go in there and you probably walk out with nothing. So
Right.
it depends, but they do have books in some of those locations. A lot of them don't have books at all, so it makes it really, especially in New York. Sourcing in New York for books is a no go. Those
Wow, that's
what I just
crazy.
told you is, books would be either $5, $4, $6. Some books, even the ones that are like book cover damaged and have tears on them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to know about sourcing in my area, it's not a go ahead. It's a negative. It's best that you source online or if you travel out of the state, because New York City, the books are just really expensive. When I was in Florida, there was a lot of books and a lot of cheap ones for 50 cents, two for $1.
Yes.
Um, so when now that I'm mentioning that, that brings me to the next topic. Do you touch magazines? Do you touch comic books? How do you also mess with that or no? Because it
I,
is
I
technically a book, but it's
right.
approachable and
So
it's hard.
magazines. It depends what it is. Like I had a bunch of National Geographics. This guy actually had like every single one from like 50 something to like 2019. He had
Damn.
every single National Geographic, and there was some in there that were good. The majority of them were not good, but there was definitely some in there I was selling for like 20, 30, 40.
Mm-hmm.
And since I had them on hand, I went through them. Um, and again, like there's a quantity game. Like there's so many, there's bound to be some that's good, and that goes for any book game. So magazines, like it has to be National Geographic, like Time Life magazine, sort of. Like I haven't had any huge scores with them, but I've sold them. Um, Not so much, but there is some worth depending on the year. Like one that sold not for like $13 or 14 or something like that, but like it was 1969, so like they had the astronaut on the moon. So that was like someone wanted to buy that. But for the most part, magazines are amazing. Comic books, I don't know anything about, and I know there's money in them. I just like that's like some people specifically do comic books and only
Mm-hmm.
that, and because there's so much money in that, there's so many different ones. I just don't know anything about it.
Yeah, those that's a tough market with the comic books
It
because
is.
it's the same thing like with baseball cards and football. I don't know anything about them, but the money is out there. So if
Yes.
has the time to learn about it more, then I give it up to them. But comic books, like you said, that's out of my field. If I was to find one, I would just think it's worth $100 automatically because I've
Yeah,
never got.
yeah, yeah.
I'll be too excited about it until I do the research and find out maybe it's $5 or $10. But generally, comic books do sell pretty good. It just
Wow,
depends
I didn't
what
even
they
know
are
that.
and stuff like that. There are
Yeah,
a couple of people that I've watched on YouTube, and they sell comic books and antiques and vintage things. And comic books happen to be one of them, but usually they're like Marvels and Spider Man and the Green Goblin and Venom and all those old cartoons from back.
right. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. Again, like if I looked at them, I would literally have no idea. That's probably one of those things too. Like if you liked it originally and you know like what's worth it, like or not, like that'd be like a massive advantage for some compared to someone like me, where like I'm just like learning what is worth it. But if like you're in it and you know what's a good one, what edition's this, or like like from what year, like that'd be a massive step up compared to like just regular booksellers like me. So.
Save Here First says, if you find one, just send it to me.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll ship it to you express, but I know here in New York, the comic books are hard to find. So
Wow.
if you
Yeah.
get any luck, we'll ship it to you ASAP.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
I will
Um,
say I don't even run across them too much either, but when I do see them, I don't know anything about
so if
them.
you were to see comic books in the yard sale or garage sale, would you leave it or pick it up? even if you don't know anything about them? Would you
That's
take that
true.
time?
I would probably leave it because I just like I would be like I don't see any books by, you know, and like that's probably a really bad mentality. But I probably would skip on it. I just wouldn't know.
I probably would be the same way too. I'll probably be like, and that's
Yeah,
trash.
it could be hundreds, and a lot of times too, like the people that sell them books, like they're like, oh yeah, that's whatever, it's not worth anything, or even stuff like you may have found, like people just want to get rid of stuff. But I feel like
Mhm.
comic books, like they're like, oh, I bought it for this, like I know what it is, or you know, like they're like kind of like strict on it. Maybe that's just my perception, but like I feel like people a little more touchy about comic books, but maybe I'm wrong.
It says, let me see. Save here first says, if they're in very good condition, pick them up. Well, it does it depend on the book, or just pick it up if it's a comic, they're good condition.
Yeah,
But I know there's a lot of people that just buy any comics, no matter what the condition is, and they just, even if they have it, they just buy it more because they just such a fanatic of those kind of things
right.
like that. So, it's a 50-50 thing for that. That's another one. So that's another touchy topic there between the kids' books and comics and magazines and what are those other? You could say like newspapers, but uh, like the New York Times magazines and stuff like that, or like some people collect the fashion magazines also that
Really,
contain textbooks and stuff like that. So it just depends. There's a lot out there with books, but just because it's not a reading book
yes.
doesn't mean that it's not worth something. It has to be worth something.
I
Um,
just learned that newspapers like can be worth some too. I had no idea.
yeah.
And I'm sure there
Mhm.
are. I'm sure like especially like historical things like big current events of the day. I'm sure they
Oh
probably
yeah. Like anything that's big topic and then that's gonna last for the generations in the future to come. So that's another good thing. I forgot there's one more thing, but I can't think of it right now. But if it pops up in my head, I'm gonna shout that out before I forget it. So then another question that I have is, how long? Oh, it's an hour. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up soon, guys. We just got a couple more questions, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. But my question for you, Brandon, is: would you venture out to anything else but books in the near future? Where do you see yourself? I'm not gonna say 5 years because 5 years is a long time.
it is, yeah.
We don't even know we're gonna be here in the next minute. So
Right.
I'm gonna say 2 years. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? Do you see yourself venturing out to other things? Do you see yourself staying with books permanently? Um, Let me see what would come along with that. Video games too. Like I don't know if you saw video
Yes.
games or like into, so like anything that's like old school video games, because I feel like that's like your field, like very like vintage and old school books and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely, and I've definitely dealt with video game stuff, and I don't know a ton about them, but I do know, like, if you see, like, a Nintendo 64, like, just, like, basic stuff like that, like, and they're cheap, like, I'm sure they can be worth something. Obviously, Mario. I actually picked up, like, I think it was yeah, it was a 64. I literally picked up a box full of games, the system, the controllers, like, for, like, actually, like, $8. And that's, like, back when I was just doing toys on eBay and stuff, and, like, I definitely sold that for great money. Future wise, I'm looking to. I've been talking with some people and to do this with, but I've been looking to do like toys and stuff on Amazon or like RA. Not just toys, but just kind of anything. But that'll probably be my next like business model type thing. As of right now, I intend on doing books still because I just love like the ROI from it. You can just buy them for so cheap and sell them for like a ton of profit. Um, but yeah, I'm looking to do more of like Amazon focused business like the toys, um, things from Walmart, things from Target, online,
So
things like that.
to
Yeah.
cut you off that, so that you're trying to say you want to source into the toy field, and let's say like Walmart over there, you guys got a lot of Walmarts, and
Yes.
there's a lot of hidden clearances in Walmart. So
Exactly.
I don't know if you ever tried it or not, and have you ever tried it? How was it like? Did you ever find any hidden clearance in the Walmarts by your area?
Yeah, I really honestly that's why I'm like kind of like excited for it. Yeah, during fourth quarter last year, probably like like early December, late November. I went to Walmart and found these Monster Jam trucks, but they were like Walmart exclusive, and it was a brand new listing. Like these must have been new toys, and I don't really know what, but the sales rank and stuff I talk about, if anyone's familiar with Amazon, it had none of that. It literally had no sales rank. It was like 2 people on the listing, and I'm like, am I seeing an item that's not worth anything, or am I seeing like a brand new item? And so I ended up seeing it, and based off of what I saw, they were going for like $30, something like that. And so I could buy them for like 5, and I'm like, I'm gonna just go for it. So I ended up buying like 20 or 30. I can't remember how many, like 25 or something like that for like $5 each or something. And I ended up sending them in, and I was excited for it, but I was scared a bunch of people were gonna pop on the listing. And sure enough, through the week, is that raining? I don't know. Through like the week that I was sending them in, literally like 10 people joined on the listing. There's like 10 different people like starting to sell them, and I got started freaking out. But one thing I had to understand was during fourth quarter, so many are selling that those people are going to sell out, and your price is going to be able to sell for the most part. So I ended up selling for like $30 a pop or something, making like $12 profit after fees and stuff on each one. And that kind of opened my eyes because these things were no joke. Love books and on Amazon and eBay, but they're slower sellers because not so many people buy them. But these toys, I literally sold 25 of them in like 2 or 3 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just massive. It was crazy. Like a touch of like 50-cent decrease on the price, you'll start triggering sales. And I was about to quit profit because I just wasn't, I didn't know. Yeah, like you could literally change like 10, 15 cents to be the lowest and start getting sales. And so I sold them so quickly. I was like, dude, like, this is crazy. It's less profit than books, but they sell extremely quickly. So I've been really interested in doing like home and garden. I guess similar to what you're doing, just like home supplies, but from Walmart, grocery, eventually toys, different things like that. Especially coming out the fourth quarter, people run out of supply, demand's high, so you can get some pretty good prices for them.
Gotta grab those toys.
Yes.
Supposedly, we're having a toy shortage this year, which I don't see how or why. But there's so many toys out there, and there's even toys in the thrift store. So don't only think that you have to purchase new toys. So I don't really think that's gonna be a big problem. But like you said, if you want to get those deals now, we are changing seasons, so we are going from summer and back into fall. So we're gonna get those winter, fall discounts, pre-discounts, whatever you want to call it, or summer sales, whatever it is, ending the summer. And Walmart will push out those summer things, and they will probably be more cheaper than what they are now. Marshalls is having their yellow tag sale, so I usually go to Marshalls and TJ Maxx just to check out their like electronics section, their toys section, the baby section, because they do have things for like $4, $3. But it just depends on the store. It just depends on your location because
I was about to say location is such a massive deal. Yes.
It just depends on locations, and I just really don't know, how much things they could have at that particular location.
Right. Yeah. It could be an area where they're getting so many donations they want to sell them quickly, or it really depends on your location for sure. So.
Let me see here. I see we're having an issue. April, I'm still waiting for you to contact me. I've given you my email address, and I don't have a proper contact from you. So your box is literally standing right next to me. It's been waiting for you since July 31st. So once I receive a contact from you so I can send you the email, I'm more than happy to invoice you. So right now your total is $48 for the box. Once I can get a better shipping quote and you send me your contact so that I can get your address, I'm more than happy to ship it out for you by tomorrow. So again, my email address is right here. You can send that to me. I haven't gotten no email from anybody except from other auctions. You're the only person I'm missing. So there's the email. Send me your contact information and I will PayPal you as soon as this live is over. Okay. Thank you so much. I will leave it up there for you.
That's great. That's perfect.
Anybody who bought from me and is watching the auctions and you haven't heard anything from me, it's because I just came back from vacation. Everybody's order was already shipped out, the ones from the 31st of the auction. So we're only missing April. So if you just send me your contact information, I'm more than happy to send your box out. It's right next to me, like I said. So just let me know. And also, guys, don't forget to follow Brandon on his Instagram here. That's his Instagram there. So please show him a love on there also. And if you guys have any questions, I will also throw in his email here also, so you guys can email him with any questions.
100%
So I'll
perfect.
leave
Yeah,
that up there for a little bit. And like, if you guys are just joining now, or if you're watching this over again, um, you can email him with any questions, or if you guys want to inquire about purchasing something, you can do that also. He's more than welcome to deal with that and
100%.
talk business with you on books, not with me because I don't know about that stuff. But
Yeah, yeah.
his email is there. His Instagram is right here. One more time. And if you guys just give him a follow, don't forget to subscribe to his YouTube channel
Appreciate it,
also.
dude. Appreciate it.
His link, I'm gonna throw it on over here. If it's right there, it's on the comments. So thank you guys again for liking this.
Yeah,
We're gonna be wrapping it up soon. Maybe another question or two, or wait for anybody else who wants to ask questions.
sure.
Um, you said you are what? Where are you located in Central Florida, right, or in the Tampa
Yeah,
area?
Tampa, Florida. Yeah.
Tampa Central. So how's that like over there when you go? Do you have to go out of Tampa to go to a Goodwill or thrifting or to a thrift
No,
store
uh,
sale?
there's a lot of Goodwills. Um, when you're thrifting, there is definitely some competition. If you go to the library sales when they are active, like you can easily see like 20 other sellers in there, and like you gotta go as quick as possible, just scan
But
quick.
there's no hiding, so they you're there just scanning in for the book, so they don't hide what they're doing.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So like there's
Okay.
some competition and stuff, but like there's definitely enough for everybody to get some. Um, there's definitely a lot of Goodwills, a lot of local thrift stores. There's always deals to be made for sure. Go to estate sales in your area. That's a big one. Just see the pictures. Make sure like you know what's there. For example, books. I won't go to a estate sale if I don't see books in the pictures, just because I don't want to waste my time. I could be doing some other things. So estate sales is great too. Um, yeah, and just kind of like look locally online. Just kind of like be in like like just look at your community, see what's going on. There may be like a local thrift store that has so many books they need to get rid of basically all for cheap, or any item really. So just kind of be in touch with those local small like family run ones because they usually cut some pretty good deals. So
Okay, and then so you would recommend the Tampa area. So let me just throw out some other areas to see if you would say yes or no. Okay, so anything in the Winter Haven area?
I've been there. There's not like a ton, but there's definitely some stuff. It's really like I will say this, like Sarasota and stuff like that. Like there's definitely books for sure, but it's also like it is competitive because you'll go in there, you won't even get like any profitable books, and someone's been there. So like it's I haven't even been to a lot of the places and other like little thrift stores. It's the thrift stores that nobody goes to is the ones you want basically. Is there a profit to find in Tampa or Sarasota and things like that? Like absolutely, if you time it right. But really, it's really about like where you live. Get in contact with those local ones for sure because they're like, hey, if you're a bookseller or if you use comic books, whatever, I have a ton of them. I'll contact you every single time, make a good deal for you and me. And that's the kind of deals you want because scanning on shelves is fantastic, but you really want the back room, the exclusivity. Or I don't know if I said that right, like exclusive deals,
Mm-hmm.
because it'll be less competitive, and that just only helps you. So yeah,
Okay, and I have just two more questions, and then I guess we can wrap it up. The next question will be is, have you ever sourced for books in Dollar Tree or any kind of dollar store or
I
99-cent
actually have.
store?
Yeah, because I one of my friends they told me about it. I'm like, no way, no way. And I went there, and I only did it once, but I'm thinking about incorporating that when I start doing like toys and RA and stuff. Because I found these books and I scanned through like there was like 20 different titles, maybe 25. Most of them weren't worth it, but one was worth it, and I picked them up for $1 each, and there was literally like 20 of the same book, which I was like a huge fan of. And I was, like I picked them up for $1, and I was literally making like $4 profit or 5 on each one.
Mhm.
But that was another example where they were selling so quick that I sold out within like maybe a week or so, and they were just quick flips. I mean, like turn $1 into 4, and you did that 20 times, and that's how many more books I can buy. So I was actually kind of like excited. It wasn't huge profit, but it was just cool to see that even in a Dollar Tree you can find profit and quick profit.
Dollar
Um,
Tree has
so
some
I
pretty
probably incorporate that. Yeah.
Hobby has some good books in their Dollar Tree, to be honest. If
Good
anybody
books.
shops at Dollar Tree and you just take a quick peek, yes, they have a lot of kid books, but if you
Okay.
just take a peek at the other side, they do have those bigger books that are probably like textbooks, magazines, and books that I think I saw the book that Michelle Obama made. It was on the Dollar Tree shelf. And
That
that
was
book cost
wise.
us like what, 25 to 30 bucks. That was a hardcover book for $1 at the Dollar Tree. And I forgot, I think it was the Oprah's book, Oprah Winfrey's book, whatever it was. I
Yes.
think it was a biography or something like that. And $1, brand new.
Yep.
Everything was brand new. So those are some things that you got to be lucky to find at the dollar store. But in general, they have many books for good prices for just $1. Definitely, you can flip.
For those, like it'll be like less profit per one, but it'll be like quicker
Yeah,
sales.
no,
So it's good.
it's good. And for $1, I mean, I sold one book out of the three books that I sold. One was a bundle, and the other one came from Dollar Tree. It was a chicken book for babies, and then
Sure.
the other one was the one that I had sold the other day. So, Dollar Tree does have books, guys. So check them out. I don't know about Dollar General and what's the other one? Family Dollar. I'm not too sure,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do, but they're not going to be at $1. So they're gonna probably be like at 2.99, 5.99, because that's just
For sure.
that's that. And then the next and last question that I personally have for you would be, do you no, actually no, that wasn't it, but I have another one.
Okay.
Is there a place in the state that you're in, which is Florida, that you haven't sourced yet or want to go, that you want to share, and why you want to go, then the reason why? If there's a place that sells books that you want to go, that if you heard about or you got people telling you about, that you got to go visit, whether it's like a church having a book sale or
Right.
some kind of donating book company that just wants to get rid of books, that's somewhere in Florida, whether it's south, central, north,
Yeah.
anywhere
It
that
was
you want to visit in the near future.
there was one place, and it actually wasn't in Florida. It was like South Georgia, like right on the border almost. And I never got to go to it, but I mentioned library sales, and I'll hit those when they're
Hmm.
up and stuff. But there was one I remember before like everything happened in 2020. But like it was a library sale, or it was just a book sale, I guess. And it must have been for a church or something. I don't know. But they literally like I'll give an example. Like library sales, they'll usually have like 4,000 books, maybe, or less. Could be a little more, and that's good. But this sale, they were advertising they had 50,000 books, or could have even been more.
Wow.
It was just a massive amount of books, and like I know there would be sellers there, but there's so many books, like you're bound to find stuff. And I always really wanted to travel all the way up there when it happened and go hit it because I'm like, there's so many books, dude. So that was one place. I don't remember where it was. I don't remember, but that was one sale that I think it was in just like South Georgia that I'd love to hit.
It
So
was probably either Savannah or Augusta. No,
yes,
Augusta's too far, but probably Savannah around there.
some dude. I don't remember, but it was crazy.
So, actually, there's one more question, and that one would be is that I don't think I asked, and for anybody who's watching or rewatching the video is, For those who are starting or thinking of starting, what platform do you recommend
Mm,
and why as a
okay.
starter?
eBay one. I don't have experience like you with the different platforms,
Hmm.
but for what I've done with like used toys or video games, whatever, I suggest eBay because when you're dipping into this e-commerce business, you need to like know the very basics of what it takes. Like you buy something for cheap, so you got to get the sourcing down, you got to get the
Hmm.
listing down, taking pictures, getting that idea, advertising it correctly with your description, this whole process, and then finally having it listed, getting it sold, and the process of packing it up and shipping it to the customer. And I found when I did that, that like helped me so much because I think at the very beginning I wanted to do FBA and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I slowed down, did eBay, and got the idea of what it means. What like the shipping process really stressed me out because I didn't want to mess anything up in it. But doing that really, it helped me understand what you're doing, what it takes. And after that, then I would suggest, maybe jumping into these other platforms or Amazon. Amazon's a whole like different kind of game with that. But to me, eBay is probably your best bet for sure.
Definitely. And if you just want to name those apps that you use to scan one more time for them,
Yes. So Amazon Seller app, if you have a subscription, either the free or the $40 a month,
let me
the
give
app
you.
is free. You don't have to pay for anything. That's how I started.
Let me give you.
And for books, there's a bunch of different apps. I'm currently using Scout IQ, and you're allowed to set your templates and what profit ranges you want with the demand, and it'll automatically tell you what they're profiting or which books you should pick up. If you're selling on eBay, definitely have the eBay app. You can manage your sales, you list from there, you see your listings, and you source. So you can search things up, see what things are listed for and sold for. And that's the tools I use for sourcing.
All right, Brandon. And then another thing would be, do you go sourcing alone? Do you go by yourself, a family member, or do you go with a friend, or do you meet up with a group of people sometimes?
Yeah, no, I usually do it by myself. When I was going to thrift stores and stuff, I would have my girlfriend come with me, and we would just kind of like scan books. But lately, because I've been doing the books from home, and when you start getting into bulk like that, like I'm just kind of in the garage going through books processing,
Hmm.
and then I have someone that's like listing for me, so they help me out.
Perfect.
So usually it would be by myself, I would say, but
It's a one man job sometimes.
100%.
I understand that feeling. It's okay. All right then. So I guess that concludes all of the questions that I have for you. I'm not sure if you want to add anything or ask me anything in return before we head out of here tonight.
Yeah. No, I would just say like check me out. Feel free to DM me because I'm always answering questions. I get a notification on here. If you want me to make a video about something that you don't understand and I don't have it up, I would love to do that. Always taking suggestions. But otherwise, just feel free to DM me or check out my content. So
Yes, definitely check out his content. Again, his that's his link right there. So don't forget to check him out. Um, so we're gonna just wrap this up then.
sure.
Me personally, I just want to say before we head out of here, I'm just gonna close you out there, Brandon, really quick. I'm sorry. Um, I appreciate you and your time. Thank you for giving us your knowledge, your tips and tricks, your personal opinions, because we are all entitled to have an opinion on certain things. And what do you call it? And yeah, so me personally, I did not know much about books and still don't know. So I hope you're ready for me to harass you a little bit about books when I find something that I think is cool. Because I'm probably gonna be like, "Hey, man, it's not." I'm not one of those, trust me. But if it's something I find cool, most likely I do my own research. And then if I feel like I need a little bit more extra help, I'll reach out to other resellers. And it's always good to reach out, even though some people don't reach out to you right away, and then you purchase the item and then maybe they tell you, oh, that was a trash book, you should have never got it. It's like, oh man, I didn't know. So it's always a 50-50, and you just never know what you're going to get yourself into. So my local bin store is going to be reopening soon. They are in the process of remodeling. So I'm definitely going to be on the hunt for any kind of particular book that I see that's wrapped in the Amazon plastic bag or that's brand new. Just like you guys see over here, this one was brand new. This book over here, fresh. And I just want to say thank you again because now I'm going to definitely. I've been watching you for a while, so it's really good to see you grow, and I've definitely seen you branch out to other books and other things, and like you said, one of those touchy topics would be like religion books and stuff like that. So I know I've seen you post those a couple of times. So those are things people don't really show off and stuff like that. So I'm glad to have you on my channel, and hopefully maybe we can network on your channel, and you can just introduce me to your followers and stuff. But I know that this topic is really important for me personally because I know so many people that have books and just don't know what to do with it, and just maybe getting another person's opinion that's in the same community as them, um, you know, know more about books and give them that little push and that motivation so that we could all be about the same knowledge.
100%.
So that's that. Let's see, we have any comments here. Cool Gaming Channel says this is so cool, guys.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Let me see. Send each time. Okay, let me see. April, we're having a problem here. April, let me see. Everyone in this community has my information, so show me the box already. Yes, April, I am more than happy to show you the box that is waiting for you to ship out. 1 second, Brandon. Oh. Oh my God, this is the box. It even has your name on it. If you can see that right there, it's all ready for you to go. You're the only person missing, and I am the only person that does not have your contact information in this community. So um, I would love to have it so I can send this out to you. It's been waiting here since July 31st. So I'm more than happy to send it out for you, okay? Again, here's your sticker so you don't think I'm BSing. So I would check my emails one more time and I would check my spam, but I haven't seen anything from you. Even as I was on vacation, I haven't seen anything from you. So maybe it's just some kind of error or something like that. But I'm checking right now my information and I don't see anything. So I will keep up and checking with you on that. Box is ready for you for shipping, as I said. But with that being said, Brandon, I don't have any more questions for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I don't know if you have any last words to say before we head out of here for the night. But
I just
personally,
appreciate you having me on. It was
appreciate
fun.
you.
I love seeing the questions from the people. For you, just feel free to just keep in contact. Maybe we could do something on my channel in the future.
Yes,
Um,
definitely. Whenever you're ready and prepared, or have something that you want to talk about, could be about books again, it doesn't matter, or it could be about something else, or it could be about maybe you branching out into the future to other categories, how you just told us not so long ago. So maybe I can give you that push and that encouragement and maybe some knowledge and tips and tricks, since I deal with toys and other
for sure.
items that you don't deal with at the moment. But I would like to see you grow. So if you happen to venture out to other categories and uh, get yourself what's the word on Amazon? Un-
Ungated.
yeah, ungated. If you get yourself ungated in those, I'm pretty sure you're gonna make a killing. I'm a firm believer that your particular area and just Central Florida is full of opportunity.
For
Okay, because
sure.
when I was over there last week, man, oh man, there was so much opportunity over there. Everybody says, "Oh no, da 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 da." There's a ton of opportunity between
For
the
sure.
Goodwills, the thrift stores, the bin stores, and garage sales. I saw two garage sales when I was over there, but I wasn't able to go to them. But you guys have a lot of opportunity over there, so you're lucky. Take advantage of that, especially if you're going to venture out to other categories and get ungated and those things.
There's
So
money everywhere. That's for
I
sure.
I have faith in you, and I hope you do venture out to those other categories. All right.
Yeah, I do.
Do you have anything else to say before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm good to go, bro.
Let me
Yeah.
see here, April. I'm going to take down your email, and I am going to email you personally. Okay. And if you don't get it, then uh, I'm not too sure what's going on. Maybe the system doesn't like us, but that's okay. So I have that here for you, okay? And I will send you invoice. But all right, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Brandon, I appreciate you again for being here and chatting with us a little bit. If you guys have any questions, comments, worries, concerns, one more time, that's his Instagram right there, Brandon's Instagram. Go follow him.
Thank you.
And his email is right there also. But that's all that we have for you today. It was great chatting with you, Brandon. I hope you have a great night, and I hope that everybody has a great and safe night and that are staying healthy. And we are out of here.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Take care. Peace.